In the run-up to Jackass, best and last, I'm reviewing all of the Jackass movies, excluding Bad Grandpa. We'll do that one another time. You can check out my reviews for Jackass the movie and Jackass number 2. And this is my review for Jackass 3D. Let's talk about it. Jackass 3D, actually known as Jackass 3 in home media, is a movie released in 2010. Once again directed by Jeff Tremaine and produced by Johnny Knoxville. It stars the regular Jackass cast of Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, Ryan Dunn, Steve-O, Danger Aaron, Dave England, Preston Lacey, Wee Man, and Chris Pontius. This is the last Jackass film to feature Dunn before his death in 2011 and Margera as a primary cast member before his departure in 2020. It's also the last Jackass film to feature a guest appearance by Rip Taylor, who died in October 2019. Theatrically released in 2010 on October 15th, it was released in 3D format. Film also has a Beavis and Butthead opening. So yeah, this one is Ryan Dunn's last one, which is tragic, really. I mean, statistically, with everything they've been doing in this, you would have thought that someone would have died while filming these stunts, but it was off screen. I think this one is the least effective movie, though, because it is taking that gimmick of 3D. Now, when I say gimmick, there are movies that have used the 3D format as a gimmick. Avatar was filmed in 3D. It's not a gimmick. It's part of that movie. It's part of the technology built for that movie. But around that time, we had a load of 3D movies, and some of them are god-awful. Now, the movies in 3D did start way back when. Around 1983, we had Jaws 3D, for example, which was a famously pretty bad movie, right? But 3D did come back with Avatar in 2009, and because of that, we had so many bad ones. Like My Bloody Valentine 3D, Final Destination 3D, Street Dance 3D, Piranha 3D. Was it Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser in 3D as well? And so you get the picture. There was a lot of movies that used it as a gimmick. Jackass 3 did do that. But I actually think it was probably one of the best ones. Because purely it was just, again, a bunch of people doing stupid shit. And it followed the Jackass formula, and in that case worked. The only problem is obviously it did do a lot of stuff to utilize 3D. Throwing things in your face, for example. The high five, though, is probably one of the best things they've done in Jackass. It's simple, effective, and like the Valentine's Day card in the second movie, things like that, and the gong in the first one, it's just so simple and so well executed and excellently well timed. It just makes for such a funny moment. You have the T-ball sketch. You have a lot more of Lance, the cameraman, just puking all the time. Electric Avenue, where they have to get through a assault course of tasers and cattle prods. The sweatsuit cocktail is one of the most disgusting things they've done. It essentially had Preston on a treadmill in a clear plasticky suit collecting all the sweat. They then put that in a cup, and I think it was Steve-O that drank it. I can't even begin to talk about how much that made me feel ill. Honestly, it was disgusting. And obviously, this is also Bam Margera's last movie so far. I think he's back for Best and Last. And Bam Margera is great. They really play on his fear of snakes in these movies. And yeah, you feel for him, because if I was thrown into a pit of spiders, I would not survive. I would have an absolute heart attack. Again, the critics roast these movies. This one is no exception, but they also get the advantage of playing off of the 3D gimmick, and they really go to town on them again. And it's, again, Jackass is not a traditional movie. It's not meant to be absolute like cinematography, incredible lesson in filmmaking. It is just a bunch of friends doing some funny shit, get given money by studios to blow shit up, hit each other, scare each other, all of that stuff, right? And just absolutely do the most damage to each other as they possibly could. But there are a lot of 3D things thrown into the skits and the stunts that make it a bit annoying in terms of rewatching it in 2D, because it's less effective, and it really did appeal to people in the cinema. If you were there, watched it in 3D like I did, then you would probably appreciate it a lot more. But it is my least favorite of the series. I'd probably buy this one on Blu-ray though, because it is, again, you can't rank it alongside other films. Like, it is the best 3D film that use it as a gimmick, and I would still watch this one over and over and over. But it's really weird. Like, you have to try and remember. I mean, specifically for these reviews, right? I penned out all the different sketches so I can remember which one's which, because you could watch any of them. You could watch half of one and half of the other. It doesn't matter. There's no narrative. It's just silliness that you could watch in complete random sequences and it would work. So reviewing it is quite difficult. I have less to say about this one because the 3D and it wasn't as good as the others, but you know, notably there are some good ones in this, like the high five, and I think the high five is featured in the trailers for Best and Last, so it's obviously going to be in the new movie, because the new movie is essentially a greatest hits with some new ones. I compare it to Michael Jackson's History. You got a whole CD of songs we know and a whole CD of new stuff. That's a really weird comparison, but that's what it feels like to me. Guys, what did you think of Jackass 3 or Jackass 3D? Did you see it in the cinema in 2010 or did you not? Did you like this one? Do you dislike it? Also, put in the comments some 3D movies. Let me know. I'm going to be eventually doing, maybe I'll do a ranking of 3D movies or something like that one day. Guys, I will see you with the next one. Take care of yourself.